Hello guys. This is gonna be kind of unscripted, just something that I just want to talk about. This is for the creative people out there, or just the people in general who have big dreams and big goals, and if you are overall a big dreamer, this video is for you. So listen, we all grow up with big dreams, big goals. And, some of us want to become an astronaut. Some of us want to become an actress or a singer. And the irony of that is that those dreams and goals are not out of reach. It's just over time, we become conditioned more and more and more and more into believing that there are limitations within our path that we have to overcome, when in reality, it's not like that at all. What you really have to do is seek out people who are exactly like you, who embody those qualities that you already have, that don't make you shrink down to a certain type of standard that really doesn't exist. It's just a form of control. I can speak from my own experience. I've always been a very creative person, and I've always felt a need to inspire people, help people harness their true potential by just simply, first of all, believing in themselves and believing that what they desire is not out of their reach, right? That's always been something that's been on my mind for years and years and years. And growing up, I was very good at drawing. I loved to draw. I loved to, that was my thing. I was an artist. I'm an artist, okay? Settle down. The sad part about it was I never took it seriously, because I think from a young age, I just had this subconscious, understanding that being an artist is a hard thing to do. And if you decide to be an artist, your life's going to be harder. Or if you're an artist, you're going to be a starving one. And just because the path of an artist is less linear, I took that as a sign of you're a failure if you don't have it figured out. So I just ended up not pursuing it for a long time. All throughout high school, I just prioritized getting into college. And then all throughout college, I prioritized my major, which was international studies. And I'm very grateful for my major, and I learned a lot in terms of just understanding how the world works and understanding kind of the bigger picture, because that's another thing. I've always been, I just like to learn random shit, honestly. And you learn about international politics and anyway, so I learned the theoretical stuff because I thought I was going to be going into the government, and I thought that was the right thing to do, honestly. But again, I just wasn't prioritizing my creativity. I wasn't harnessing it because I didn't think that it didn't have any value in this world, which the irony is it's literally the fucking opposite. Creativity is everyone has access to it. It's not a finite resource, but the gag is it becomes valuable in the eyes of corporations if there's a way to profit off of it, which again, it has that you have that power to do so. But just thinking outside the box has now become almost commodified, in my opinion, where even when it comes to social media, there's a certain formula, and now people are noticing that that's not working anymore, so they're open to new creative ideas. So in that way, I am thankful that creativity is almost making a comeback in a weird, strange way, even in terms of marketing. And anyways, going back to just believing in yourself and having faith in yourself. Over time, regardless, no matter what path you take in life, you will realize if something is meant for you based on how you feel in that current moment. So, for example, when I was going down one career path, it was a great job, it was a stable job, but it just didn't feel right. I felt like my soul was dying every single day, and the routine of it made me very, very cynical and very depressed, more or less, but I'm thankful for it because it helped me recognize what it reaffirmed what I believed in that my belief is not making yourself smaller to fit in rooms that you don't even belong to, right? So if you're in a spot right now in your life where you don't feel like it's really for you, you don't feel excited or motivated to get up out of bed to do what you're doing, it's just you feel like you're at a standstill in your life. Take a moment to reevaluate. Like, what do I actually care about? What sparked something in me? What was 5-year-old me on? Not like that. Sorry, I mean, like, what did 5-year-old me knew that I don't know now? Because when we're kids, I truly believe that's when we're in our most authentic. We're more tapped into our true desires than we do as we become older. Because there's no shame, there's no judgment in that era of our life, at least I hope for most people. But then over time, we just learn about our limitations that don't even really need to be there in the first place, right? And I hope this is making sense. Yeah, I just think if you are someone that has big goals and big dreams, it doesn't matter what it is. It can be in engineering, it could be as an artist, it can be whatever industry, it really doesn't matter. The true fulfillment that comes from that is recognizing that you do have the capabilities to know it, to accomplish it. Because if you have that desire, that means it's meant for you, right? Not everyone has the same desires. Not everyone has those sensibilities that you do. So yeah, it's just first recognizing that you're able to accomplish this goal, that those feelings are not out of reach. My professor says, nothing is hard, it just takes time. And I think that's so true. Nothing in life is hard, it just takes time. And then from there, the second thing that's really helpful, and what I'm trying to do right now actually, is just to get clear on what it is I want to accomplish to achieve that feeling, of success. If you're really methodical about it, you can write down the steps it takes to get there. Yeah, it's just a matter of a step-by-step process, right? It's not out of reach. And it may feel far, but if you really want something, it's going to be worth the wait. 3, be around people that inspire you and that you can learn from. I think the more curious you become about the world, the more the world shows you things that you can be curious about. Again, just begin to immerse yourself in it, whether it's through podcasts, whether it's through news of that industry, whether it's just getting out there and meeting people and networking. Because I find the more I meet people that are just doing what I've always dreamed about doing, life just becomes so much more fun. There's no right or wrong answer when you're discovering things. It's just a matter of asking questions, meeting people, learning and growing, and just being open to that process of learning and unlearning, honestly. There were a lot of things I had to unlearn about myself in terms of judging people, in terms of seeing certain things one way, but then being open enough to learn other people's perspectives, right? So I think that's the other thing. And then another thing I want to touch on is I feel that for creatives and artists and people who have big dreams and goals, sometimes we're very, very hypersensitive to judgment, and that's for a good reason. I think I'm very hypersensitive to the opinions of others. I know a lot of other people are too, because when you create something outside of you that you care so much about, that's your baby. That is literally, that's an extension of you. So any criticism towards it can feel like a punch to the gut, honestly. I think my advice to handle that sort of fear of rejection, or just the fear of judgment in general when you're creating things, is to just focus more on the process rather than the result of it. When you create something, the joy that really comes from it, in my opinion, is just when you finally feel proud of what you create. Whether it's a little doodle that took you 12 minutes to make, or it's a full-on short film that took you months or years of your life to make. As long as you feel happy about the product or whatever you brought out into the world, the rest is up to everyone else. It's not your job at all as an artist or creative to be concerned with the results of it. Because sometimes the most impactful works of art, or the most, appreciated artists of all time, even, let's say, are not appreciated in that moment when they are first creating. Like, take Vincent van Gogh, for example. Like, he died selling only one painting. He was completely underappreciated. And then now we as a society adore his art, right? And it just goes to show that some people are really ahead of their time. They see things, they sense things far before the masses can catch up to them. And so that's what I mean about being detached from the results, because sometimes you might just be ahead of what people are seeking. They just don't know it yet. Sometimes people may look at you crazy for saying something or creating something that might not make sense to them in the moment, but it will linger with them as time progresses, and more they'll begin to understand. Don't attach your value as a creative or an artist or a creator in general towards how people are going to react to your work. It's just really not your job. Your job is to figure out what you stand for, what you believe in, be authentic about it, and create it, right? Just create. I get so hyped up about this topic because it's like, bro, I've been wanting to make a channel for so long, and I just think now's the time for me to just make shit and post it and not be worried about what people are going to say or think, because this is something I'm now can firmly stand on and firmly believe in, right? So I know this was kind of a lot. I was just kind of blurbing from start to finish, but I really hope this resonates with someone and just inspires someone out there to get creating again and just believe in whatever you are creating. Especially if you have an idea for something, just be curious. Just be curious and go along with it and just see where it leads you. I felt really intensely to speak about this, so I hope if this finds you, I hope this is for you, and I hope it resonates. I know I'm kind of jumping from all over the place, but these are just ideas I've been thinking about for a while. So anyways, much love. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Mwah.